And that's the example of the Salaf. People who understood there can be no struggle without sacrifice. You want Idharudeen? You want Jannah? Jannah is not something easy to get. Jannah requires sacrifice. Jannah means you need to struggle and go forward and sacrifice everything you have for the sake of Allah. That's the example of the companions. That's the example of Rasulullah. That's the example of the Salaf Salih. That's why in Battle of Uhud, Hirab ibn Milhan, when he was rushing in the battlefield, he was making dua on the horse. He kept asking Allah. He said, "Ya Allah, I'm ready to receive you. Show me a sign. Show me some type of sign that you're ready to receive me. I want the Jannah. Give me the Jannah. Show me some type of sign that you're ready to receive me." You know what happened to Hirab ibn Milhan? He got the spear inside his chest. And what did he say? He held on to the spear and he said, "Laqad fistu Rabbul Kaaba. Laqad fistu Rabbul Kaaba. Laqad fistu Rabbul Kaaba. By the Lord of the Kaaba, I got it. I got the martyrdom. I got the Jannah." After he's been killed, after he becomes shaheed, another companion, he came forward. He tried to say the same thing as well. "Ya Allah, I want the Jannah. Show me a sign. Show me a sign. I'm ready to receive you, Ya Allah." A spear came inside his chest. Another companion, he came forward to the point that the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Verily, martyrdom is starting to become contagious." You see, one man do it, you want to do it. All the companions, they start to rush forward and start to seek that martyrdom. We got opportunity to seek the martyrdom within the West today, not by bomb, not by strapping a gun or anything like that to yourself, by speaking that word of truth.
Allah, and I do not accept you or your authority. I do not accept Tony Blair or Bush. I accept Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I do not fear you people.
You got opportunity to become higher than the shuhada. And who's higher than the shaheed? The Sadiq, the one who speaks the word of truth against a tyrant ruler, and he's killed as a result of it. That's the example of the companions. That's the example of the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said to his companions, he said, "Oh my companions, oh my sahaba, oh my companions, who is ready to give me the bay'ah of death?" Not the bay'ah of Islam. Who is ready to give me the bay'ah of death? Who is ready to sacrifice his wealth, his health, his own life for the sake of Allah? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the hadith here reports that the companions, they were pushing each other like people who were ready to make tawaf around the Kaaba. Like people who were ready to make tawaf around the Kaaba, they were pushing each other. "Let me go and give the bay'ah of death." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he looked to his companions and he raised his hands and he said, "Ya Allah, if these people, they don't deserve Jannah, I don't know who he deserves Jannah." Are we following the companions today? We need to follow those companions, my dear brothers. That is the example of the Sahaba. Because in the time of the Rasulullah, when he saw all of the occupation of the Arab by the man-made law, when he saw all of the Tawheed in charge, people like Abu Lahab, people like Abu Jahl, and when the Quraysh, when they came out and they said the same thing what they say today, where they say man-made law is superior, you need to embrace democracy, you need to embrace freedom. Those Quraysh, they came out and they said, Hubal al-Akbar, Hubal al-Akbar. Same thing what they say today. George Bush Akbar, Tony Blair Akbar, Barack Obama Akbar, David Cameron Akbar. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he turned to his companions and he said, "Who from amongst you will respond? Who from amongst you, the companions, will respond to the Quraysh?" The Sahaba, they responded, my dear brothers. We talk about As-Salaf Salih, we talk about Manhaj Salafi, Manhaj Salafiyah. That is the example of the companions. You want to have to ask to Rasulullah? You want the Jannah? You need to follow their footsteps. You the Shabab, you need to follow the footsteps of the companions. Why? Because the hadith of the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Al-Shabab shu'la bin-nar." The youth, they are the spark of the fire. They will either burn the way or they will pave the way. That's why in this country, my dear brothers, you must realize your responsibility and start to wake up. Because believe me, the kuffar, they have woken up and they have realized with the terrorism act, with all of the laws, with all of the niqab ban, with all of their crusade against Islam and the Muslims, they've realized that the Musa alayhi salam, he has returned back today. They have realized that the acts of Ibrahim alayhi salam is returned back today, and the acts of Ibrahim alayhi salam is in the hands of the youth. So we the Shabab, we the youth, we need to take lesson from that hadith of Rasulullah, where he said, "Ash-Shabab shu'la bin-nar." We need to be those Shabab who take the acts of Ibrahim alayhi salam, take the neck of democracy, snap it into two pieces, and break the back of their democracy, break the back of their freedom. We need to let them know that the likes of Khalid bin Walid, he has returned. We need to let them know that the likes of Osama bin Zayd, he has returned. We need to let them know that Umar al-Faruq, he has returned. children, we need to let them know that this deen, it will reach every single house. But this deen, it will give izzah to the Muslims, and it will give complete humiliation towards the kuffar. We want complete tamkeen, complete authority. We want complete Islam. We want the state of Tawheed. But there can be no struggle, my dear brothers, without the sacrifice. And the victory, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, the victory, it will only be established when you stand firm. You need to stand firm upon la ilaha illallah. You need to call for la ilaha illallah. You need to believe in la ilaha illallah. You need to work for la ilaha illallah. And you need to be those shabab, those youth from this ummah who are the ones who are prepared to give their entire life, meaning ready to die for the sake of Allah. Unless we don't follow the footsteps of the companions, going to be no victory. Unless we don't follow the example of Rasulullah and those shabab of the past, going to be no Islamic state. Let us go back, my dear brothers. Read about the lives of the companions. Read about the lives of the shabab of the past. Read about the lives of Osama bin Zayd. 19 years old shabab, my dear brothers. 19 years old Osama bin Zayd. And the man, he was the one who was sent out as the leader of the Mujahideen. Read about the likes of Muhammad bin Qasim. 17 years old shabab. Went all the way from Balad al-Sham, all the way to Al-Hind, and conquered Bangladesh, conquered Pakistan, conquered Afghanistan, conquered India, conquered the whole of that region. Where's Osama bin Zayd today? Where's the likes of Muhammad bin Qasim? Muhammad bin Qasim, he is returning, my dear brothers. But we need to be like Muhammad bin Qasim. We need to be like Musa alayhi salam, who grew up inside the kingdom of Fir'aun, and he overthrew that. And we need to follow the likes of Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he destroyed all of those idols, and when he left the big one with the axe. What did he say to them? You foolish people, how dare you worship this big idol? But now we need to do something bigger than that. You know what we need to do? We need to destroy all of those small idols, and we need to make sure that big idol of America, that becomes destroyed soon as well, and we establish the Islamic State, not just inside America, not just inside Europe, but over the whole earth. We want Islam to be dominant. It's al-Islam ya'lu wa la yu'la alayh. Islam is superior, nothing can supersede it, and nothing will ever supersede it. Wa sallallahu sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.